So hi guys, welcome to today's awesome interactive session. Today we are going to discuss about some of the awesome pathways we can all migrate to Australia. And Australia is one of the best countries to actually migrate to. Somebody might ask me why. So Australia has awesome immigration rules that actually welcome foreigners, especially from all my people who are from Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Nigeria, South Africa, Zimbabwe. Everybody is actually welcome to visit and also work in Australia. So welcome to today's session. My name is official_positive vibes on TikTok. I also have my own YouTube channel, Pathways Abroad with official_positive vibes. And without further ado, so there are so many opportunities that are available in Australia. Today's awesome session, I want to talk about one specific awesome opportunity, which is the 482 visa sponsorship on temporary shortage jobs. Okay. And I would really like all of us, first of all, to ask ourselves, or maybe know about something known as, I'm sorry, okay, there's something that is actually making some
Yeah,
noise in the background.
we have like some noises on the background.
Okay, I don't know, okay, okay. It's actually making a lot of noise. I'm sorry, I'm at work, guys, so um, maybe I
That's
can I actually handle it a little bit and then I'll be back.
it's okay, guys. As we wait for him to be back, make
Okay,
sure that you like this video,
so
okay, and
I'm
try to
actually
share
back.
it with your friends.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. So,
It's
uh,
okay.
somebody might ask me, for example, how can I actually immigrate to Australia uh, through the 482 visa sponsorship jobs? So, number one, it is important that you all know, for example, the requirements of the 482 visa sponsorship, which is, and this is the best, this is actually the best part about the 482 visa sponsorship, which is number one, there is no age requirements. I'm sure most of us, maybe who have ever tried other opportunities, there's some opportunities that actually have an age requirement gap. Let's say, for example, 18 to either 30 years. But for the 482 visa sponsorship, there is no age requirement. Okay, that's one of the awesome opportunities. And for you to actually be for you to actually get the 482 visa sponsorship, first of all, you have to secure a job offer from an respective Australian employer. Okay. And we're actually going to talk about where we can actually find these jobs, how to apply for all these jobs, how we can all, for example, get the 482 visa sponsorship jobs and the respective recruitment agencies. I always tell you guys, I'm the only person who actually comes with all the goodies. I have to come with the goodies. So if you are one person who is actually not interested in applying for jobs, respectively, in the websites that I'm actually going to talk about, you can actually apply for jobs in the respective recruitment agencies. So there are so many opportunities for everybody, be it either in the healthcare industry, manufacturing industry, people who are actually mostly, this is just something that you're actually going to note in the websites that I'll talk about. Most of the people that are needed in Australia are actually people in the healthcare industries. And I know most of us would like to work as caregivers. I know most of us would really love to, and the Bazu himself. Okay. So thank you. Thank you. So there are so many opportunities for everybody. And okay. So you have to find a respective employer who is actually to sponsor you for the visa. Okay. You have to have the relevant skills, qualifications, be it educational qualifications, the respective skills that the employer is actually looking for, and also the qualification, either background information, either the police clearance. You have to go and get all those documents that have to assist you in terms of your application process. Okay. And at least, okay, this is just something I'm actually going to say. you need to have at least 2 years of relevant work experience. Okay, 2 years of relevant work experience that can actually be demonstrated. Okay, so you also need to have a health insurance. This is just something that you can actually process along the way. It's not a pre-requirement, it's a post-requirement after you've secured a job. Okay, and without further ado, let me just go straight away to where we can actually find all these awesome opportunities. Number one, I'll talk about the official government page. Okay, the official government page, everybody can actually be able to go and check the requirements and also do your own assessment in terms of how you are actually likely to actually secure yourself the 482 visa sponsorship jobs. So the website is a minute. It's the Home Affairs. Okay, it's just IMMI dot homeaffairs.gov.au. Okay, immigration or IMMI dot homeaffairs.gov.au. Okay, everybody, if you're actually interested, you just go and check getting a visa, and then when you go to the getting a visa tab, you'll actually find the 482 temporary skills shortage jobs that are available in Australia. Okay, so somebody might ask me, how do we apply for all these jobs? And this is something that is quite a boggling, mind-boggling question that most of us actually will actually come and face. Okay, we're actually going to face these respective question because most of the people actually maybe do not know exactly where to find the jobs, but when they find the jobs, they're not able to apply for the jobs, or when they apply, they actually make very drastic or very serious mistakes in terms of their application. And this is some of the grounds as to why most people are actually not able. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's the website, ammi.homeaffairs.gov.au. The A is just the Australian Immigration Home Affairs Department. Okay, moving on swiftly. So most people can actually go, for example, on sites such as Indeed.com. Okay, Indeed.com and then .au. You'll find all the jobs that are available there, but most people don't actually know also how to maneuver through the Indeed.com website. That's just one of the basic websites that most people can actually find the jobs, but most people don't know exactly what to do. So today I'm here to actually teach you exactly what you're supposed to do, how to actually navigate the basic websites that are actually one of the biggest web search engines that you can find all these jobs. For example, there is Seek, there is Monster Jobs, there is also Total Jobs where you can actually find the jobs, Indeed.com, LinkedIn, but most people actually don't really know what to do. So I'll just take a classical example of either seek.com.au. Okay, when you just go to the site, seek.com.au, what you're supposed to do is you go on the search bar, indeed.com.au, right? Okay, so what you're supposed to do is when you just open the website itself, or you just type the website and it opens the first homepage, there is a place where you can actually search. Okay, you go and write 482 visa sponsorship. Okay, after that you can actually search. For example, if you're a chef, I've just taken a classical example. Noise is coming from your end right now. Can you hear noise right now?
Yes, you have some messages.
I have some noise. Okay, I'm sorry about it. I don't know what I can actually do about the noise
I
because
think
I'm
it's
actually, yes,
the headphones.
my headphones.
Yeah.
Wow. What about now? Is there?
And now it's still noisy. I don't know if the other people can hear it. No, you're okay now. You're good.
Okay, so you'll actually be able to find out that most people actually do not know exactly how to search for jobs in the site. For example, you go to seek.com.au. The first thing that you really have to search is the 482 visa sponsorship. And when you actually search the 482 visa sponsorship, you have to include your respective career. For example, if you're a chef, 482 visa sponsorship and then chef, and then you search. Okay? They're actually going to find that there are so many jobs that are actually going to come through the website, and you can actually see that their respective employers that even in the general description of the job, they have written 482 visa sponsorship available. Okay, after you've done that, you click on the respective link where the job advert is actually going to display. You click on that link, the first job title, you click on it, and then it's actually going to give you the respective, for example, the requirements of the job, your duties, and what the employer is actually looking for, and what the employer is actually going to give you as some of the perks for you to actually be employed by the respective employers. Some of the perks would be actually the employer might offer the 482 visa sponsorship, maybe accommodation, sometimes relocation packages. And please, I did not say all employers actually do that. I just said some employers might actually offer relocation support to you, and they might also offer, for example, the respective perks, either bonuses in terms of healthcare, bonuses, maybe dental healthcare. They might also offer relocation support to you. Okay. And these ones are some of the perks that you people really should be looking for. And something else, I'm just going to give a random tip. This is just a tip that I'm actually going to give you. Whenever you apply for jobs, don't just apply for one job and wait for magic to appear. This is not a magic show. This is not anything to do with magic. This one is nothing to do with chances. What you really have to do is you have to put in the work, apply for as many opportunities as you can apply for, and actually pray and hope for the best. Okay? If maybe that's not one of the pathways that you might actually want, there's so many other opportunities for you to relocate to Australia. There is the pathway, they have so many scholarships. Okay, there are so many scholarships for you to actually relocate to Australia. There are so many other pathways. For example, there is the volunteering pathway. Okay, and so many people do not actually take advantage of all these pathways. Most of us just want to go to Australia for work purposes, and it's actually good. But what happens if maybe you're not eligible for the 482 visa sponsorship? What will happen? Okay. There are also visa sponsorship jobs for the people who want to work in farms. Okay, agricultural jobs. We've really talked about them, but I'm also going to touch a little bit about them. Okay. So one of the best apps also where people can actually find these jobs is known as the Jora app. For the people that really need to know about it, it's the Jora app, Jora app. You can download it on your phone, and you can actually be able to find all the respective 482 visa sponsorship employers. Okay. Then there is also another awesome website which is also integrated with the official government website that offers the jobs, adzuna.com. That's also another website. And you can only find this information here. Okay, you can only find this information here. If you go on YouTube, please go and search anybody who is actually talking about this kind of information. You won't find it. I can promise you that. So I'll not talk about LinkedIn, the most easiest websites where you can find. There's LinkedIn, Seek, Monster, Indeed.com. I'll not talk about those ones because they are quite common, but we'll also talk about the recruitment agencies that are available to assist you in terms of you getting the 482 visa sponsorship. One of the biggest recruitment agencies is the Randstad.com. Okay, Randstad. Okay, Randstad. Randstad.com is one of the biggest recruitment agencies that you can find. It actually offers recruitment pathways not just in Australia but in other countries. Please, when you visit the website, yeah, you can only find this information here. Okay. There is also BUPA, which is bupa.com.au. That's also an awesome recruitment agency that actually offers healthcare industry's job. For all my people who are actually part of the healthcare industry, and I'm sure we have so many of you here watching this live, you can actually go to bupa.com.au. You can actually find the 482 visa sponsorship jobs. Yeah, Randstad.com is one of the biggest recruitment agencies that is actually available, and they do not just have jobs in Australia, but they have jobs in other countries. Okay, we have another awesome recruitment agency which is known as Regis, regis.com.au. That's the respective website, and it also offers healthcare jobs for you people. Okay, so right now, if you are there and maybe you want to work in the healthcare industry, you're either a certified nurse assistant, you're either a registered nurse, you're also part of the live-in caregivers or the live-in carers. This one is an awesome website where all of you can actually go and find jobs that actually offer the 482 visa sponsorship. Okay. We also have catholichealthcare.com.au, Catholic Healthcare. Okay. Please, this is not a church. It's just a respective healthcare industry job recruitment website. It's not a church. Please, if you have the qualifications in the healthcare industry, please go and apply for these jobs. catholichealthcare.com.au. Please don't relate it with any religious outfit. Just go and apply for the jobs that are available there. Okay. We have seasonback.com.au, seasonback. Please, guys, if you cannot actually maybe type those websites right now, you'll actually find them in the description to this video, and you can actually be able to click on these awesome links, and you can be able to apply and also check the 482 visa sponsorship jobs. Okay, we have Opal Healthcare. .com.au. That's also another one. I told you guys, if you're interested, healthcare jobs, okay, you can actually find them in the respective recruitment agencies. Okay, I know most of you would really love to work as caregivers in Australia because they actually offer very good minimum wages, per hour wages that are quite good, and you'll actually be paid in the Australian dollar. Please, when you see the dollar sign in Australia, it's not the US dollar, it's the Australian dollar. Okay, for the people that really don't know. And then we have Southern Cross Care. Okay, Southern Cross Care is one of the other recruitment agencies. We have chomes.com.au. Okay, and those ones are some of the respective recruitment agencies that you can actually find, and they can actually employ you, or they can actually provide you with the visa sponsorship jobs, 482 visa sponsorship. And how do you apply? This is the most important part of this respective YouTube video, or this respective live, because you can actually have all that information, okay? And it becomes useless because you really do not know exactly how to apply. Unaenda haraka, okay? You'll actually Patricia, you'll actually find the videos you'll actually find the links in the description. In the description of this video, okay? So don't worry about the links. I'm sure maybe you're trying to write the links, okay? Don't worry, you'll actually find them in the description of this video. Southern Cross Care, yeah? We've also talked about Opal, OPAL Healthcare, okay? Opal Healthcare, that's also another one. We've also talked about Catholic Healthcare, okay? We've also talked about REGIS. Yes, thank you. Regis or Regis, depending on your teacher, Regis or Regis, depending on which one is which. We also talked about bupa.com or Bupa Healthcare. Bupa.com, that's also another link that you people can find at the respective 482 visa sponsorship jobs. Okay. Okay. Yes, the Australian dollar. Thank you. Thank you for that. So how can we all apply for these awesome jobs? Okay. Number one, and I'll actually talk about it in a broad perspective. Number one, you really need to have what is known as an 8 years compliant Australian formatted CV. Okay, 8 years compliant Australian formatted CV. Here is something that I'm actually going to talk about that is quite is IELTS a requirement? This one is a very good question. So this one is just something that you might actually note. For you to actually immigrate to Australia, IELTS might be a huge thing for you. So you really need to think about the IELTS requirement. Okay? You might really want to think about the IELTS requirement because they always have a level of English language skill that they require. Okay, so is IELTS a requirement? Please go and please go and think about doing the IELTS. For the people who actually not like doing the IELTS exam, I'm sorry, but to some extent you might be forced to actually do the IELTS. Okay, okay. And if you really need to get the PR status after some time, okay, the employer can actually sponsor you for the PR at a certain later time. You might require to have the IELTS certification. Please,
What?
if you're
Yeah.
interested. Yes?
What is a PR?
Oh, PR is just the permanent residency status or the permanent residency, which is just something the employer can actually sponsor you after you've worked for the employer for maybe for 2 years. Okay? Official, tell guys that you tutor IELTS. Yeah, so if that's interesting. So for the people who are actually interested, yes, I'm actually going to talk about the agricultural jobs. How can I even leave agriculture? Okay, how can I actually not talk about agricultural jobs? I can't. Okay, thank you for that. So this is just something I'm actually going to talk about because we are actually just going to talk about the IELTS right now. Just for some few minutes, guys. Please don't switch off your mind. Please just keep your mind activated. And this is just something I'm actually going to share with you. IELTS, number one, IELTS is very important. So many people nowadays have heard about the IELTS online, and it is important for you to note that actually IELTS Online was just a flagship project that was launched by IELTS, the IELTS organization last year, 2021, and it's only available in some respective countries, okay? In some respective countries. So please, if you're not among the country, if you're not in one of the countries that actually offer IELTS Online, and I can tell you there are very few countries that actually have that respective way of actually doing the IELTS exam, the IELTS online. For example, one of the countries is Japan. So if you're not either in Japan, please forget about the IELTS online option and think about doing the IELTS exam through uh, the computer-based IELTS. Please, computer-based is not online IELTS, okay? Is Kenya one of the requirements? Kenya is not one of the requirements. Sadly to say, Kenya is
No,
not one of the requirements.
is Kenya one of the countries that don't that can have the IELTS online?
No, sadly, this is just me being sad about it. Highlight some information on truck driving. Thank you. I'm actually going to talk about, so Paul Bosire, truck driving jobs are available, okay? The only thing that you really need to know, Paul Bosire, is that I'll just ask you a simple question. Do you have the international driving license? Okay. Do you have the international driving license? And if you do you know, for example, like if you have the international driving license and when you move to Australia, you really have to go and do either a refresher course or you have an upgrade course in Australia for you to actually do the truck driving. Okay. So Is that something that maybe you'd really want to do? Please go focus on that. If you don't have the international driving license, maybe you have either the Kenyan driving license, please go and think about how you can acquire the international driving license. Please go to AA, okay? AA is actually one of the companies that can actually assist you in acquiring the international driving license. This is really good news and everyone can try. Thank you. That is awesome. You're always welcome to try. And please go and try all these opportunities. There are awesome opportunities for all of you. So this is just something I'm actually going to say. Health is very important. Yes, I'm actually going to talk about the agricultural jobs. Okay. And I always have goodies. I'm actually not even at the end of this awesome live session. So please, I'm actually going to talk about all these opportunities that you people are asking about, and I'm going to offer you as an awesome link where you can find all those jobs, and they're even integrated with the official immigration website. Okay, the official immigration website where you can find all those jobs. Okay, so IELTS, for the people who are just done with the IELTS. IELTS is an awesome pathway. It's an awesome requirement for you to actually exercise if you'd really want to move to English-speaking countries. Australia is one of them. UK is one of them. Canada is one of them. Okay, and if you also want to work for international companies, if you're also in Europe, you can actually work for international companies, but you have to produce your IELTS to prove your English proficiency. I think I should actually be done with IELTS because today's live wasn't about IELTS. Okay, so before I actually end, I was talking about your CV. Okay, what are some of the things that Australian employers are looking for in your CV? Number one, please do not include your birth date, your home village, your birth certificate number. Please don't go and include that kind of information. It's actually not needed in your biodata. Okay, what they just require is, for example, your name, okay, surname, first name, or first name and your surname. Okay, they do not require your middle name and all those other things. Okay, first name, last name. They require your email address and then your phone number. Okay, the whole PO box thing, nobody works with the PO box nowadays. Don't expect any letters from these employers. So the addresses are equally not so important in your CV. Okay. Then after you've done with that, you come to your educational qualifications. Please, this is something that most of you really need to know. When an employer says they require a minimum of a high school diploma, please go and think about doing either an online course on top of what the employer is actually requiring. If you just deal with what the employer is actually requiring, remember you're not the only person who is applying for this job. Okay? And the employer is always interested in finding the best applicant. Okay? Who is the best applicant? Right skills. Okay? Some employers actually are looking for people who have more work experience. They have educational, both combined educational and the work experience part, and they also have the requisite skills that are needed for the job. Okay, so most of us actually just think if an employer says they're not looking for somebody who has experience, I'm just going to apply haphazardly because I don't have the experience. I'm just going to write the basic minimum requirements of the employer in my CV, and I'm actually sure the employer is actually going to call me for an interview. You might be very frustrated, and I'm sorry to burst your bubble. It's not my name. My name always speaks positive things, but I'm sorry to inform you guys, but it's always good for you to actually exceed the requirements of the employer. Please don't go and think just about the bare minimum. Think about what if I was actually the employer. Put yourself in the employer's shoes. Okay? Put yourself in the employer's shoes and think about if me and somebody else had applied for the same job. Maybe he has more educational qualifications. How am I supposed to beat this person who has more educational qualifications? I need to have more work experience, and I need to prove that my work experience is exactly what the employer is needing. Okay, So moving on swiftly, the work experience is important. You have to start. You start with the recent work experience, and then you go down, breaking it down to the later years. Can I use IELTS academic for work on PR applications? Wow, that's a very good question. And unfortunately, you cannot use IELTS academic for work purposes or for PR applications. You can't. I'm sorry to inform you that. Okay. IELTS has two specific ways you can actually do the IELTS. Okay. There is the IELTS academic, and there are two specific IELTS. Okay. IELTS academic and IELTS general. IELTS general is for immigration purposes. So if you're actually interested to travel abroad, please don't go and book IELTS academic. If you book the IELTS academic, you'll actually be looking for scholarships or for higher education or for undergraduate scholarships or undergraduate studies or even graduate studies. Okay? If you book the IELTS general, you'll actually be thinking about your immigration journey. Okay? Please don't confuse the same. How about a student visa? Does one need IELTS? That's a very good question. So this is something I'll tell you. There are some respective universities that do not require you to actually have the IELTS, okay? If you're from an English-speaking country like Kenya, okay? And then there are some respective universities that have the IELTS as a mandatory requirement if you're applying from overseas. Okay, so please, if you, for example, you're applying in the University of Melbourne, University of Sydney, go and check if they actually waiver the IELTS. Okay, if they have removed that requirement of actually providing the IELTS academic requirement so that you can apply either for an undergraduate course or a graduate course. Okay, I hope I have answered your question, and thank you very much for the guys asking questions. You guys keep us going. Okay, so your CV has to be ATS compliant, up to date, modern CV. Okay, it has to be modern. There is a way that your CV has to be modern and ATS compliant. How do you know that your CV is ATS compliant? There is a special website that you people really need to actually go and learn how to use. I cannot teach you guys how to use that website right now because I'll actually take like 1 hour trying to explain. Okay, but it's just known as job scan. Okay, job scan, where you go and copy the requirements of the job and then you upload your CV in that website, and it's actually going to give you the score of how likely you can actually be called for an interview. Please, some of you go and some of you send me your CVs, I upload them there and it tells me 5%. What am I supposed to do with 5% surely? Okay, and some of you are so adamant that you really don't want to actually be assisted in terms of customizing your CVs to get the respective jobs. Somebody asks you, for example, please, is my CV good? And then you tell them your CV is not ATS compliant. So it's very difficult for you to secure an interview using your CV. And then they're like, I just want to apply for jobs. I don't want so much. I don't want a lot with my CV. I just want to apply for the jobs. And how will you apply for the CV? How will you apply and get an interview? You won't. Okay, so people really need to focus on how to actually know and how to actually draft their CVs and customize their CVs towards a specific job. You cannot have a general CV where you're applying for 20 jobs with the general CV. There's nothing like a general CV. And then a cover letter. There are also modern ways of actually doing a cover letter. If your cover letter is in the Kenyan style, please know that you cannot apply, you cannot use a modern CV with an outdated cover letter. They go hand in hand. It's just like saying that you want to use a computer without power, and maybe it's a desktop. Okay, it's not possible for you to actually use a desktop without power. Okay, so you have to use electricity. Okay, you have to have a power source. So it's the same way. The desktop, which is the CV, has to come hand in hand with the power source, which is the cover letter. Okay, for the people that are actually interested in getting the job, your cover letter has to be modern. And before I forget, your CV, there's something which is known as accomplishments. Your CV has to have accomplishments if you are really supposed to secure a job. Nobody is looking for people who have mediocre qualifications in their CV. Like your CV just says, I'm so good at meal preparations. And your CV is not saying that you have 100% client reviews on personal care. Okay, that's an achievement. Somebody who has 100%. I'm looking for somebody who is an achiever. I cannot just, if I'm an employer, I cannot just go for somebody who is just saying, I'm good at meal preparations. I'm looking for a caregiver who has meal preparation skills. Somebody else who says they can actually produce, they're actually competent in terms of preparing tasty and delicious meals. You can even listen to the words, tasty and delicious meals. Okay? The wordings. Some of you are using mediocre words in the CV. I'm good in English. What's good in English? You have to say, I'm a native speaker. Okay? Please, let's try and learn the languages or learn about the words that we choose in our CVs. Okay? They're looking for action verbs. Supervised, 10 groups of supervised 10 other caregivers. So it means you have leadership skills. Without you telling me you've supervised somebody and you just tell me I have very good leadership skills. What's good leadership skills? Okay? So you've supervised 10 other caregivers. I already know you are a leader. Okay? So this is just the most awesome part of this interview. Does volunteering need IELTS? Thank you very much. Some volunteering pathways require that you have the IELTS. Some do not require you to have the IELTS. Actually, most of them do not require you to have the IELTS. Okay? And one of the awesome websites that people can actually find volunteering opportunities, since you've asked about it, it's Workaway. Okay? Workaway. Okay? Workaway. This is just something I'm actually going to say here. Please, if you really do not want to pay the registration fee in that website, and I'm sorry, please do not pay. But for the people who are actually interested about changing their lives, go check out the reviews on Workaway. You'll actually be able to find out that so many people actually find even paid volunteering opportunities in that site.
Actually,
Okay, you get paid.
I did a video on that. There's a video on my YouTube channel on
Yeah.
Workaway.
Yeah. So there's also Volunteering Australia. It's another website that you people are actually going to find in the respective websites. Please go check out all these opportunities. They're available for you people. Okay. And workabroad.com is another website. Okay. You can go find either opportunities that can assist you, and they also assist you in terms of finding the best opportunities based on your requirements and also on your skills. Okay. We've said CV, cover letter, very important. Talk about current COVID restrictions. So Australia, right now, for the people who have been checking international news, COVID-19 sadly is actually coming back, okay? Or it's the resurgent of the COVID-19 is actually the resurgent, or also the cases in terms of the infection rate is actually going high, and there is that basic concern, okay? So if you are really interested to migrate abroad, this is the time to actually do it, okay? This is the time to actually do it. If you are not serious about it, I'm thinking, and this is just not me being a prophet of doom, because I'm not a prophet of doom, the immigration borders might actually be closed. I'm sorry to say so. Okay, I'm sorry to actually say so. Imagine if a site is legit. Can you afford? Please pay. Yeah. So if you are really interested in Workaway, there is a video on our lovely host's YouTube link or YouTube account. Please go and check the website out. It's Workaway. There are so many opportunities. Some are paid, some are not paid, and some actually provide you with the pathway for you to immigrate to a certain country. Okay? Yeah. Another, and this is where now I provide you guys with today's awesome goodie of the day. Okay? I always call myself the guy who comes with the goodies. If you guys go to this respective website, which is known as Workforce Australia, you'll actually find The website is actually integrated with all those websites that I was actually talking about. Workforce Australia, okay? Workforce Australia, you'll actually find all those other websites. It's actually integrated with Adzuna. It's actually integrated with Seek. It's actually integrated with jobs from Indeed.com. Okay, so all those jobs that have and all those sites that we've talked about will actually be integrated there. Okay, yeah, I always come with the goodies. I'm the guy who always comes with the goodies. Workforce Australia, that's the website. Okay, keywords: visa sponsorship or visa offered. Okay, visa sponsorship or visa offered. That's the most awesome website that you people can actually find all those jobs that have the 482 visa sponsorship. Okay, and for all the people who are interested, those ones are some of the pathways that you can actually migrate to. Okay, we'll also have an awesome interactive site where we can talk about the respective scholarships that people can apply for in Australia, and there are quite many. Okay, there are quite many scholarships that most of you can actually apply for. Please, if you're interested, this is the time to actually migrate. Okay, before COVID-19 takes over the world. Okay, and I'm sorry to say so. I'm sorry to say so. I'm sorry to say so. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe we can have a Q&A session. Maybe you guys can ask. You can ask me all your questions right now. We can have maybe a 5 minutes Q&A session.
So I'll go first. Do
Yeah.
I need to be fully vaccinated, like to immigrate to Australia?
So this is something that I'll actually say, and this is something that right now is actually a big thing. Please, you really need to be fully vaccinated. And some of the employers actually will ask you if you've actually even received the booster shots. Okay. Some employers will really even require you to, there are some vaccines. Okay. This is just something I'm actually going to say. There are some people who actually don't know this kind of information. There are some vaccines that require that you have two respective doses of the vaccine. Okay. And also booster shots. So if you have either received the first jab, go get the second jab and also the booster shots. You can get two or also one, okay, depending also on the virus. What are the requirements for volunteering jobs? Something else, volunteering is not a job. And I'm sorry, I always have to use that. That I always start with that respective. I always start with that respective clarification. Volunteers earn, okay, they actually don't earn a salary. They receive a monthly upkeep stipend. Okay, they receive a monthly upkeep stipend. If volunteering was a job, you could actually be getting either the sponsorship. Okay, but for volunteers, there is no sponsorship. You actually have to think about, okay, apart from countries, the other countries that offer the sponsorship. Okay, and volunteering is a pathway, okay, not a job. So the requirements are quite simple. Some of the requirements are: one, you really have to have the requisite skills. Okay, the requisite skills for you to actually apply for the volunteering opportunity. Then they require you either to provide your information, for example, your background check, your health insurance, and also provide the likely date in which you really have to get to Australia. Okay. Then there are some that require that you have some basic skills, either depending on the volunteer or on the volunteering organization. There are some that require you either to have some skills in the respective work that they do. Please provide all that information. Some require CV, cover letter, also the COVID-19 vaccination, and then background check and all the other things. Okay. Some even require the IELTS. Okay. So basically, that's just about the volunteering opportunity. Okay. Please go and visit Workaway. Has some of the volunteering opportunities. Volunteer Australia is another one. Okay. you go and check some of the volunteering pathways that are available in those work abroad. Okay, we've also talked about work abroad also. Yeah, Precious, I'm bang. Okay, I'm bang. Okay, so
You haven't talked about agriculture, where
so
to get jobs.
good, good. Thank you for that. So the agricultural jobs are actually on Workforce Australia. Okay, Workforce Australia has all agricultural jobs that have visa sponsorship. Okay, and not only agricultural jobs, they also have jobs for people who want to work in warehouses, people who want to be butchers, people who want to work as animal house or animal keepers, or animal, they take care of the animals, milking of cows, okay, or milking of cattle. And there are so many jobs, okay, in that respective Workforce Australia. Okay, they have skilled and skilled jobs. Does it mean caregiver hawezi pata job na UK bila IELTS? I didn't say that. Okay, what I said is IELTS is very important. Some of you actually limiting yourself. If you really don't want to do the IELTS,
Let
remember,
me.
when you don't do the IELTS, you're actually limiting yourself. Okay.
Okay, sometimes the employer might not require the IELTS, but the embassy might require you to have IELTS before giving you the visa. So it's always good
Correct.
to be a better side by sitting for that exam. And it takes 2 years before it expires. So at least when you do it, you have like 2 years for you to get a job and try to immigrate. And IELTS is not for one country. So if you do IELTS, you can look for opportunities in Australia, Canada, UK, yeah, all those English speaking countries.
Ireland, okay? Ireland, Wales, Scotland, all those opportunities, okay? So, and even for international companies, if you want to migrate to Europe and maybe you want to work for a very big international company, there is no way you can go and tell them, I come from Kenya, and Kenya, we actually speak English. There is nothing like that. So you have to produce any language for the
You
people
have
who
to have
actually,
native
yes,
English speaking countries because English is our national, our official language, but not native language.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah.
Pauline, we've traveled with you. Do you have an office in Kenya? Maybe one day. I'm working on that. Hopefully, it's a prayer. It's a prayer. So hopefully one day, but I don't have one now. So there's someone else who asked about you talk about what, like a minute. Huh. Yeah. How about airline hospitality? Do you have an idea or no?
Yes. So all the big airlines actually have bases, or they actually have branches in Australia. Okay. If you go and visit, for example, Emirates Airways, Qatar Airways, they all have jobs in Australia. They all have jobs respective to the Australia. And also, you can go and check if Australia has the official airline, okay, which is also actually offering employment for people, okay. How about airline hospitality? There are so many jobs in that. Please go and check them out. I've said the biggest airline, British Airways, Lufthansa. Go and check their respective websites. They always have jobs even in Australia. Okay, not just airline hospitality, but for everybody who would like to work in the airline industry or airline sector. Okay, so there are so many jobs in that also.
Okay,
Yeah.
so guys, we have like 5 minutes before we end the live. So if you have any question, you can ask. If you haven't liked this video, please do so. It's free. You like. Official also have a YouTube channel where he talks about pathways on like how you can immigrate to different countries. And I think you uploaded a video. Is it one or two?
One. I have one video right
People
now.
subscribe to his YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel's name?
Pato is abroad with official underscore positive vibes. With just my name. Pato is abroad with official underscore positive vibes. Just that. Okay.
Okay, so I'll try to tag you in this video. Caroline is asking, I'm a teacher, how do I go about it? About Australia, I'm not sure, unless officially you have an idea of maybe teaching jobs in Australia.
So I have given you guys the best goodie ever. I've already given you the goodies. Workforce Australia. Please visit that website. Okay. Can you provide a link to apply for a job? I've actually provided all the links. Okay. Please, after you've watched this awesome live, please go and check the description of this video for all these awesome links, because I'm actually going to include a surprise giveaway also in that link. Okay. The surprise giveaway is Workforce Australia. You'll find it in the description of the video, and you'll actually be able, if you just click on it, keywords, visa sponsorship. I'm going right now to subscribe. That's awesome, Rebecca. And I'm looking forward to sharing more information with you. The first video that I've done is about Poland, with also the recruitment agencies and the links to actually take you to Poland. Poland, they offer work permit jobs and not visa sponsorship. How can someone reach out to you about scholarships? Travel with Duo. That's your question. Travel with
No,
Duo.
I have put it there because I know you're the person responsible for scholarship, just so that you can give your details.
So Faith Muikali, this is just something I'm going to share with you. You can be able to find me on TikTok, the same names, Official Positive Vibes. When you go and find me on my official TikTok account or YouTube, when you just go to the respective YouTube video that I have done, I have left my email there. I've also left a respective link that can actually take you to my WhatsApp. Okay, so kuna IT jobs huko Australia. Hey, IT jobs hata usiseme. Front end developer, back end developer, full stacks developer, UX designer. Ni gani ingine nimebakisha? Hizo ziko mingi. Computer architecture, there are so many jobs in IT. Actually, IT right now, you're not supposed to be asking about jobs in Australia. You're supposed to be asking about jobs in Canada, jobs in the US, jobs in Europe, jobs in Australia, jobs in New Zealand, okay, jobs in Japan, visa sponsorship, okay. Antoine Casano, thanks for the show. It's a great one. I'm always humbled, guys, to be here with you. On a student visa, does one need a host either in US, Netherlands, or Australia? Wow. Your question has actually gone beyond today's question. I don't know if I should answer. So, number one, student visas. Okay, this is just something I'm going to share. I'll talk about Australia. So, what you need is accommodation. You have to be able to pay for your own accommodation. Okay, there is nothing like a host. There is nothing to do with the host. You really need to have or secure accommodation. Okay, if you can secure accommodation through either a relative who actually stays next to where the university is, well and good. Okay, but you really need to think about the accommodation, because you have to be living next to the university, or you have to be able to commute to school. Okay, so that's one of the things.
Scholarships.
Yes.
Or scholarship. Do scholarship sponsor also accommodation?
Good question. So this is just something that you will note. Most scholarships are just to take care of your studies. Okay, they pay your tuition, and there's some actually very special scholarships that actually take care of everything. Okay, they take care of everything. Your air ticket, your travel costs. They also take care of your accommodation where you'll actually be staying, and they pay your school fees. Okay. Kindly pardon your TikTok name, the same name, official underscore positive vibes. Now, when you wanaenda Brussels, don't forget to bring some good news. That's awesome. It's actually like is it like 3-4 days? Yeah, 3 days. 3 days. 3-4 days, depending on where you are.
We have like 5 minutes. If you have
Yeah.
questions, the right time to ask as we wrap it out. If you haven't liked this video, do. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe also. Share it with your friends. Yep, that's how we support each other.
And for the people who want to go for conferences in Australia, there is a website that you can actually use. And we said conferences are Kazimzuri on behalf of the comrades. That's great. That's great. That's great. I'm humbled. I'm humbled. I'm humbled. And Yusuf, I hope you've also subscribed to my channel. Thanks for this video. I'm Workforce Australia right now. That's good. Joy, I hope you can be able to find the respective jobs listed there, and you apply for them. Even for the people who want to apply for jobs as bakers, carpenters, electricians, teachers, just name it, Workforce Australia. I can see somebody is actually from my TikTok account and they've sent me a message right now. I'm actually going to reply to all those messages later. So thank you guys. Thank you very much.
So I
So
think
I think we are almost done with the questions. And guys, please go take care of your CV. Go take care of your cover letter. Okay. And if you need any assistance on drafting all those cover letters, CVs, you can talk to your lovely host. You can contact me also. I can assist you in terms of the customization and also drafting of them. Okay. IELTS tutoring, you can contact me for that. Scholarships application, uh, any question that you have. Okay. And please take care. I always tell you this before I end the live. Take care. There are so many people who are there are so many there are so many there are so many people who actually want to take advantage of everybody who is applying for a job. If a job asks you for money, what did we say? Murife run. Okay? Please take care of your hard-earned money. Don't let anybody scam you. If you receive an offer without undergoing a competitive process, don't pay, don't use your hard-earned money. Okay? Please don't use your hard-earned money. Even all the jobs listed on the Workforce Australia, the official government has actually written there down. They are not liable for any transaction that actually takes place. Please be very careful. What about if you are on a student visa and you have no relatives? That's a very difficult question. Okay, it's not difficult in terms of the question itself. It's just difficult because you have to foot all
you
the
need
bills in terms of
to
your accommodation. You just have to foot all the bills. You have to pay all the accommodation charges or all the accommodation rental fees for you to actually stay in Australia and be able to study with the student visa. Okay. And for the people who are actually thinking about Canada, there is a new awesome thing about Canada. The Canadian government is thinking about removing the cap of the hours. Okay, removing the cap on the students who are actually in Australia or in Canada. They're removing the cap. You can be able to work unlimited hours. So for the people thinking about student scholarships and everything and studies, think about Canada. There will be no cap in terms of the hours. Okay, so we'll be working throughout. Ukijisikia, and please attend school, but don't go and work only because you're going to study. Don't go and get the student visa to work. Study and also work. Okay, I'm just teaching
okay,
you
guys.
guys
So we're going to end the live. Thank you so much for showing up. I hope this information will help you. Try to share it with your family or anyone that you think might need it, because you can't take everything by yourself, you know? So there's the last question before I end. We have like 30 seconds, but please, can you answer that question?
So thank you. $100 for 1 month training. Classes are each and every day. I have 2 classes, one in the morning and the other one in the evening. The evening class is actually very convenient for the people who are busy during the day. and are free during the evening. So IELTS comprehensive training, IELTS academic, and IELTS general, I have a 95% success rate. Okay? And I didn't say that you come lazy and you become lazy while attending the classes and ask about how can you actually get a band 8 and you're actually lazy. You have to put in work. Okay? You have to put in work. And for those short questions and for this awesome live, I say thank you guys. Be blessed. And when God provides us with another opportunity, we'll be back here as always. And I'm humbled for your lovely and beautiful host also for inviting me.
Thank you, Fisher. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Always. Bye, guys.